Alright guys, scenthound here. Let's talk about boxing match between Prada Luna Rossa Black versus Prada Luna Rossa Sport. Okay, now the Prada Luna Rossa Black is the more recent entry in the series 2018. It's got a simplified note, what you call it, medley, as many of the Luna Rossa line are, except Ocean. I think is a bit more traditional in terms of the notes being a lot. For Prada Black, it keeps it simple with a top of bergamot, mid of patchouli, angelica, and a base of coumarin, amber, and musk. Where is the powderiness now coming from? Is it angelica, or do they have some hidden lavender and so on going on in there? The one our noses have to be the judge of it. And for the red Luna Rossa Sport, launched in 2015, it has a top of juniper berry ginger made of lavender and a base of tonka bean and vanilla. This has also been described as a soapy type of lemal, but with the soapiness added to it. Because all Luna Rosas are said to be inspired by other famous products. Now I don't know how far it could be a business strategy, right? Because you see Prada's got various perfumes, Prada, L'Homme, and so on. But that critique or comment that Prada readers or sort of follows closely established famous perfumes by other brand seem to only come into the Luna Rossa line. So I'm not sure when they established Luna Rossa line, did they have like a mission that okay, we're gonna give a Prada version of all the mainstream that you have, your Dior Sauvage, your GPG Le Male, or all these things, right? So it seems to be the case from the consumer perspective, but we don't know. But the nose is for pretty much this Luna Rossa line is all Daniela Andrea is the person who's sort of in charge of it. Okay. So yeah, I already talked about the notes of both of them. Now the question of what's better, which one is better? Well, if you enjoy the smell of Lamal but you want to wear something similar to the more formal situations, then this sport is definitely more versatile than the original Lamal, which is to me more of a date and party kind of a perfume. It opens up with a bit strong mint cardamom, the Lamal, right? Whereas this sport comes in a more subdued way. Okay. That's that. Now for the black, I've said quite a few times before, the black gives me the image of artists, of craftsman, of that kind of non-mainstream, non-office people. So if you ask me whether it's suitable to wear to office, there's your answer. It's not by any means pungent or anything, but it's got its own vibe. It's got its own powderiness, which I sort of associated with that style of people. Okay, I'm not sure whether I'm right or not, but that's my feel of it. So when you can compare these two, I will go for Prada Black. Okay, I just go for Prada Black because it seems to be a more pure embodiment of what it wants to do. It's got the ingredients are not much, at least the official ones. I'm not sure, they could have blended other stuff inside, but it's got like a concrete harmony of its notes, and it has a statement. When you wear it, you stand for something, and you put your foot down. You're not mainstream, but you have a symbol there. Okay, right? So that's it's a kind of a solid. If you've seen all that the comrade or the socialist posters, where people have their fists up and like they're very firm or what they're about. It's like that kind of a vibe of it, right? Whereas Prada Sport is just somebody who don't want to how to say, don't want to rock the boat. They don't want to disturb the convention so much, and yet they are sort of a hidden rebel, a rebel at heart. So they don't want to, or they don't prefer to wear very straightforward, very office scents, like say they say by Miyake, the yuzu sting, right? But at the same time, they how to say, they want to show a bit of rebelliousness, but within the context of mainstream work and all that. So I think this allows such a way of of them balancing both, right? So in that situation, that kind of people might want to, those who want to keep their feet in both both boats, mainstream as well as a rebel, right? Yeah, of course, then you some might argue, what are you then, so but I think everything has its how to say, its role in life, like even take movies, right? There are movies that are hardcore art house movies where the camera stays on the spoon for 15 minutes, and then it zooms into the eye of the actor for another 15 minutes, and it's like, you are like, oh my god, what but some people are into art house movies. And on the other side, you got movies which are just hardcore commercial. It's just that action non-stop, logic is out the window, it's noisy, and like, oof, so that's that spectrum of it. Then there's some mid-level movies where you got some element of that artsiness, but within a commercial framework. Like, I think a good example is like Christopher Nolan movies are usually sort of straddling that. Okay. So yeah, but that can be both good and bad, right? Some of them come up with a movie that's the worst of both worlds. Okay. So those are the thoughts I have regarding this Pradal sport. It's kind of uh, mix of both, but honestly, to me, if I were not a collector or somebody who talks about perfumes, I'm just gonna buy stuff for myself, I wouldn't really go for this, because it's not it's as I said, it's try to straddle both worlds. It's not. I prefer things having a bit more of identity. Okay, I am not saying that I'm always going to be like that, but just at this point of time in my life, I prefer something like that. So you're gonna be a Lemal or you're gonna be a Prada Lom. If you're gonna mix everything up in a mush, then it's difficult for me to sort of put you anywhere. Okay, right? That's how I look at it. But I think there are other battles where I given this the win over others in that context. Perhaps it depends on who I'm comparing it to, right? So that is also that also plays a role in that. Okay, and having that kind of a mix, as I said, it's not always wrong. It can be interesting for some people. They say like, oh, you're smelling a bit interesting, you got something going on there, they may, because what happens is that for example, Lemal, it's a 90s perfume. It's been there forever, and it's so popular and whatnot, and if they might smell it and say, hey, you smell kind of familiar. Maybe they can't maybe immediately say it's Lemal, but something like that. So it can give a bit of a mystery and a bit of interest in person, on what you're smelling, right? Rather than, oh, okay, the person smell nice and just walk off. Or if Lemal say, oh, he's wearing a Lemal, they laugh and walk off. But this is something like Lemal, but a bit twist. There's some twist there, so they'll be like, this smells familiar. What are you wearing? So that can happen to you. That possibility is there, right? But from my point of view, black takes the cake. If we talk about, let me think. Let me see. Do I have it with me now? I'm trying to look for my ocean. Yes, I found it. Okay, so if you want to put that, if my memory serves me right, I in the battle between ocean and sport, I think I lean towards sport, if I remember correctly, because ocean was a bit of a, they threw in a lot of things there. Musk was a bit on the strong side for me, and what do you call it, the Sawash does a better job of being a Sawash. You can't beat a Sawash being a Sawash. Okay, so people talk about Luna Rossa Carbon being the Sawash clone, but this also, ocean also has a lot of Sawash vibes to it. Okay, so yep, yeah, this one is not the main comparison now anyway, so I put the fella aside. And so the battle, at least in my court, the victory goes to Prada Black, and Sport, as I mentioned, has its own thing going on. So guys, with that, the battle is over. Prada Black takes the cake. If I get around to getting Carbon and another one, I think still pending, then I can do a full-on comparison, and then we can declare the winner in the Luna Rossa battles. Otherwise, take care, stay safe, bye bye, much love from scenthound.